Now, when it comes to creating content, whether that's on YouTube or on my live streams, I'm always trying to find ways to increase the entertainment value for my viewers and make the audience a little more engaged and make my stream pop out and look a little different than the rest. And the way that I found to do that is with OBS plugins. Now, plugins is something that you can download and add to your scenes and sources that aren't already there by default. Things like what we're going to talk about in today's video. Now, if you want to look at the full list of plugins that are available, I will leave the website link down in the description below. Or if you want to know about the ones that I'm just talking about today, I will leave individual links to those as well. Today I'm just going to walk you through the 3, maybe 5. There's a couple little bonuses in here, so stick around and find out, of the plugins that I like to use on my live stream. Now, just to get the basics out of the way to install plugins is very simple. You will click on the download button, you'll download a zip file. You will extract that zip file and put it into your OBS folder, and then you'll relaunch OBS and it'll be there. If it is not that simple, there are installation instructions on every single one of these links. Now, if you have any questions about these plugins, or if I left anything out, or you found one that seems really neat and you want me to check out, please leave a comment down below and I will be more than happy to play around with it and see what I can make happen. Now, the first one that we're going to talk about today is Move Transition. Move Transition is a way to animate your scene transitions without needing like a stinger overlay, and it also replaces the basic fade and cut that OBS already comes with by default. Now, in order to set this up, you're going to download it, extract it like we already talked about, launch up OBS. You will go over to your scene transitions, you'll hit the plus button or the drop down, and then you will click Move. From there, the property window will pop up, and that is where all of your settings will be. I'll do a quick little scroll down so you can see where mine are at, but you can adjust things like the ease in and out, the curve, the start delays, custom duration. It's chock full of settings, and you can create some pretty cool transitions with this and almost unique to your own depending on what settings you pick. The reason that I like this so much is because switching between my intermission scene and my gameplay screen provides this really sleek and smooth transition of everything kind of moving into place and popping in and out, instead of just having a standard cut or like a fade. It just makes the stream pop a little more, gives it a little more action, makes it feel, I don't know, better in my opinion than just having my basic logo wipe across the screen. Or the Move Transition plugin has also had an update to allow you to apply this same animated transition to scenes and groups. Now, what that allows you to do is within scenes you have your sources, and you can transform those and kind of get that same animation style of things like flying into place or moving on their own. And it's something that I've seen done. I haven't played with it a whole lot yet. The next plugin we're going to talk about today is called Waveform. Waveform is an audio visualizer, kind of like what you see in the Monster Cat videos. If you've ever seen that, I'll leave something on screen here. But what that does is it just puts up a customizable visual cue on your audio sources. So one thing that I use for mine is I use it for music, which is pretty much what it was made for. You can actually change the shape of it, how it looks. You can change bar width, do all of that. On mine, I have it set up on my starting soon and my be right back and my ending screens, where it's actually wrapped around my logo with the same colors as my logo, and you can see the music playing there. Another thing you can do is you can add album covers to that and do a whole now playing on screen to show everybody what you're currently listening to. Now, in order to set up Waveform, you do have to add it as a source. So you will go down to your sources and hit the plus button, click on Waveform, and that is where the property window will show up. Now, you do have to make sure that the audio that you are using is set correctly. I use a 1PC setup with my Go XLR audio interface, so everything will be going through the mic and aux. Once you're done making sure your audio is set up, that is where you can go through and start changing how it looks. You can change, like I said, you can change it to bars, you can change it to a radial, you can change it to a curve, different kind of bars, you can change the bar width. It's just something fun for you to play with. You can change the colors, have at it. Now, since you do add it as a source, you can actually add it multiple times, which means that you can have one set up for just your music and have a completely different design than one that you would set up for, let's say, your microphone, and have that one set up for a completely different design. Now, the third plugin that we're going to talk about today, just really quick, I lied. It's not going to be quick. It's one of my favorites. It's called Source Clone. What Source Clone does is exactly what the name suggests. You can clone a source. Because if you're like me and you only have one camera, you can actually clone the camera and have its own filters and properties set without affecting the original one. It allows you to create some really unique scene layouts. Like for example, on my just chatting screen, I have my main camera cropped down with a little animated overlay around it, and behind that is a source clone of my camera just filling the rest of the screen, but with a blur effect on it to fill the space. Now I do love the versatility that this plugin does bring, because like I said, you can clone a main source and have it have its own filters. So you can completely give a different look, feel, style, whatever you want to it, and it will not affect your original source. This is one of those plugins where you'll really just need to play around with it and find out what works for you. Now, since this is a source clone, the way that this one sets up is after you install it, you will go down to your sources, click the plus button, go up and click source clone, and then you will hit a drop down that will allow you to select what clone you want to source. From doing that, inside of that window is where you will have all of your properties for that specific source. And then if you leave that, you can right click on that source and apply filters to it, and it will not affect your original source. Like for example, with me cloning my camera, the blur filter does not affect my main camera. Now here's a little bonus plugin, seeing how I forgot to bring it up in my last video. If you didn't see that, you should go check that out if you're interested in automating your live streams with Atom. Atom is a software that allows you to automate your live stream through channel points and a whole lot of different commands, pretty much allowing your viewers to change and interact with your stream directly depending on what parameters you have set. If you want a whole explanation on that, there's a video. But the thing that I forgot to bring up in that video is the free vertical plugin from Atom. And what the vertical plugin does is it adds a whole new canvas inside of OBS, and what that canvas is set to is to your 9:16 ratio. So it's for short form content like your TikToks, YouTube Shorts. And since it's separate, you can add scenes and sources to that canvas, and it'll be completely separate from your main canvas. So you can add your gameplay, a camera, you can do a source clone on that camera to provide a more depth of field or that blur effect like I have on my main just chatting screen. And when you record with this, you can also stream live to TikTok using this plugin. Now to get this plugin set up, you will go through the installation process and point it towards your OBS directory or your OBS folder. Relaunch OBS and you should have it all there. You will want to make sure that you go in to the bottom right of this canvas, click the little dots, go into the recording pathways, and make sure that all of your recording settings are correct. Mine was not set to the defaults that I wanted it to when I first set it up, and I recently just found out that I had to go in and change it all manually. Another cool thing about the vertical plugin is they have a backtrack option that you can hotkey on your keyboard, which auto records the past 30 seconds. So if you're using something like a Stream Deck, or you just want to use a regular keyboard hotkey, if something cool happens in a game or on stream that you're trying to get and repurpose into TikToks or YouTube Shorts, you can just hit that hotkey and it'll automatically do it. This is something that has saved me hours of time recording and editing, because I no longer have to resize all of my recordings to fit the short formats of video dimensions. It automatically records in the shorts form content. I don't have to go through in post and resize everything and put it all together. It's honestly just, if you're not using it, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, download it. Out of all the plugins that I've talked about in this video, that is the one plugin that I'm going to beg you to get. You just have to, because it is its own canvas. All of the plugins that we talked about, we can add to that canvas. So sky's the limit, guys. Customize it, get wacky with it, make it your own look. So if you enjoyed today's video, it would mean a lot to me if you would like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. If there's anything that I missed in this video or anything that you want to add, please leave a comment down below as well. Also, I totally forgot to tell you, come join me on Twitch. I stream. It's a thing. Links down below. Alrighty guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.